Hi, I'm Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. This is a reading for Aries Sun with Scorpio Moon or Rising, although I suppose I could say Aries Sun with Scorpio in your chart. It's a general reading, but it will either apply to you or it won't. You will be able to tell with when I come to discuss the past and the present. And if it's not for you, don't try to make it fit. But being a general reading, roles can be reversed, timing's not absolute, soon is relative according to your question. But yes, I would like you to pause the video and be aware of all the questions that are around you. Focus on one of them. Be aware of all the others because the cards will answer what they want to answer and not what you or I want. But focus on one of them. Energy in, energy out. So I've pre-shuffled, quick meditation beforehand. Let me just bring the cards up and you should see my shuffle video appearing here in a moment. So the overall, surprisingly, the overall energy of your reading is the Knight of Wands, charging ahead, charging forward, charging with fire and passion. I'm sure that that's something you can relate to, Aries. But the whole reading, from what I can see so far, is pretty good. You've got a whole new beginning coming up for you, and you have worked for it. You've really, really worked for it. I see that you were in a group of people who you were all doing sort of the same thing. There was like a very nice camaraderie around all of you. You were all excelling at the same thing. You have decided to take that and forge ahead. You've made a dream out of the activities that you were aiming for. And because of that, a whole new beginning is opening up to you. So that's what the three sort of theme cards, flavor cards, this program is brought to you by. Mind you, I'll return to that metaphor in a moment. Now, as I shuffled the oracle cards, some of them landed face up, so I always like to read those ones first. We've got transformation and intuition and manifestation from the quantum oracle. That's it, quantum oracle. And breaking barriers, completion. So this is, again, a new start, stage one complete, new start, and inspiration. The path that you're on right now, you've been set on that path by others with you who have literally lit that fire in you. So let me explain a little bit about the layout as I turn them over. These two piles are the relevant past. It could be near, it could be distant, it could be childhood, it could be a past life. Whatever it is, it's relevant. In fact, let me switch to the big screen here, if it'll let me. So these 6 cards are the present. Here's your present line. So very recent past, very close future, but that present line can swing like the needle of a Geiger counter a little bit. Sometimes that can be the present, sometimes that's already started. These 4 piles along the bottom are like the movements of the planets. They are astrological forces, they are flavors, they are lessons, stages in your development that you're going to go through. And these 2 piles up here are a future, one to be grabbed or to be avoided. And whereas here, this bit, the sidebar, is lifted straight out of the Celtic cross. Oops. Let's get those cards over. And now I've used the switching to the big card screen as an excuse to let the cat out. Let's get on with the reading. It's time to act. I mean, Yeah, Aries, when isn't it time to act? But it is time to act right now. You've already seen all the signs. Things have crumbled around you recently. But I also feel that those things that have crumbled around you, they've crumbled around you in a good way. It's freed you up and you are happy to be rid of certain things. We've got the Tower clarified with the Six of Wands, the Star, the Tower again. So obviously it was quite a dramatic crumbling, but it's freed up like a forest fire feeds the soil. It's freed you up for a really, really fertile time and time to follow your dream rather than somebody else's. So to relate this to, say, to a business situation, you're working for somebody. You've been their apprentice since you were 16. They are stepping down, closing the business, health, leaving the country, whatever. So you're, oh my God, I haven't got a job. No, hang on a minute. I can go and do this job and be my own boss. But now is the time, right now is the time to get on with it, because you have the opportunity to lay the law down yourself. There's only a few things that you really need to cut out of the way, but you need to get moving to claim this new beginning. So part of me wants to say, what are you wasting time watching this for? But yeah, stick to the end. There might be something useful. You ain't going to be dissuaded from this. And if you can be dissuaded from this, then you shouldn't be. You need to cut away those naysayers that say, no, don't do it. Because the feeling that I'm getting from all of this is do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. It's time you made the decision. Victory will be yours and you're going to be happy out of it. You've got the strength to do it. Do not trap do not trap yourself with doubt or barriers of your own creation, because you can do this. Of course, you will have to pay a little bit of a cost for this. Anything good, you pay a cost for. Here we've got the King of Swords, typified by Odin, who had to hang upside down for 9 days on the World Tree and have his eyes pecked out in return for receiving wisdom. There are rules that you have to stick to. Use your wisdom judiciously. Use your, I don't want that, I want that, I don't want that. Use it judiciously. You already know the lay of the land. You know when to cut something out and when not to. So with this King of Swords here, with a couple of the other cards that I saw, there is, and a Knight of Swords here. Again, move fast, get on with it. There's a small risk of when you're cutting certain things out, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but there's not a huge one because you already know what you're doing. You have declared your power and are declaring your power, and people are recognizing that in you as well. 2 Queen of Wands here. So, Art, the Sun, the Magician again, Queen of Cups. There is, again, all it's really saying is time to act, time to move, time to act, and do not be distracted. Because Aries sometimes can be very, very focused on what they're wanting to do while it's in their head. Oh, look, a butterfly. So do not be distracted. Do not be distracted by somebody going, but I thought you was going to spend this time with me. Because no, if this is somebody that you are interested in a relationship wise, then you want to build yourself up to be the best, be in the best position to offer yourself to them. If it isn't somebody that you're interested in relationship wise, then it doesn't matter. Because they're just being whining and pathetic, and just wanting to monopolize your time, maybe subconsciously trying to stop you forging ahead on your idea, because if you're a success, it points out to them how they're a failure. That was specific, wasn't it? But that's what I'm getting from it. There is contentment and commitment heading your way, which you will have to travel for. The friends who set you up in this sort of position, in this issue, in this fire, passion, drive, they're still around and they will appreciate you. They will appreciate what you're doing. I think they will stand back, and most of them are as equally skilled as you are, but you're the one that's forging ahead with this. There's nothing that you need to really worry about. I believe that luck is on your side in the main. We have here a rather sad Six of Pentacles, and before that, the Five of Pentacles. So, and I say before that, so 5 to 6, getting better. So like I say, I think this very recent tower crumble, like if it's a business thing, your boss saying, right, I'm shutting up shop, it's created a little bit of hardship for you, but it set you on this path and things will get better. But you will have to, where was it? Get moving. There's a chariot here. I'm sure there was a chariot somewhere else. No, that's all happy, happy, happy. Magician, the sun. I'm sure there was a chariot somewhere else. Maybe I've dreamt it. Maybe it was over here. But nonetheless, time to get moving. Now, a potential future. One to grab or one to avoid. So yes, there's the new start to go on, which you have to decide to and commit to. You will have a chance to be your own boss. Simple as that. You are the one calling the shots in this situation, whatever the situation is, although it does look very worky. But relate it to the situation that you're speaking about. Beware of those naysayers. You know that person that says, but pay attention to me, spend time with me? Beware of them, because I feel there's a chance that they could stab you in the back. And they're going to try and encourage you to give up on the idea, to walk away. But there's no point. You just need to keep going. Whatever you do, keep going. So yes, declaring your own power and earning the coin with it as well. But we have a Two of Cups here. So this person that was Eight of Wands, swift movement, Seven of Pentacles, work. Just down here, you may notice, let me switch to the big screen again. These are the bottom of the deck. So we have Seven of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles. So indicating the work that's coming in. Queen of Wands, being a responsible professional person. Six of Cups, happy, happy, joy, joy. You know, community, a little bit nostalgic. So there's people who have been around you for a while. Maybe that original group of people, here you are, that original group of people that you were with, maybe one or two of them are coming with you. But you're the boss in this. Knight of Pentacles, slowly but surely, but judgment, is time for you to make this decision. But I've got half a mind to think you've already made this decision anyway. If you haven't, get on with it. You know it's the right thing to do. King of Cups. Just beware of one naysayer who may, and when I say stab you in the back, well, where did I see it? Here. There's if they do, that's not an intentional stab in the back. It's a result of their insecurities. It's not that they're out to stab you in the back, but they are very, very wary. And possibly because of this new path that you're taking, they are feeling threatened. Hence that whole, but you was going to spend time with me business, because they're feeling threatened and worried that there'll be no place for them in your life. So let's just have a look at the relevant past. So making a decision, 8 of Wands, 8 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Swords, 8 of Wands. So we've got 2 8 of Wands. Right. In the past, a decision was made which you were called to react to 3 8 of Wands. You were called to react to quite swiftly. I think that was from outside sources. It was nothing that you could do anything about, but a decision sort of pulled the rug out from under you, and you felt very, very betrayed. Although I do feel with these cards, the whole point is that's just life. It was nobody's fault. Nobody was to blame. Nobody did it to you. It's just like, say, the credit crunch, for example. I mean, okay, there's people that are responsible for the credit crunch, but they didn't do it to you personally. They just created the credit crunch, and whoever it affected, it affected. But you had plenty of offers, many of which you decided to stay away from, and spent quite some time on your own because you was feeling quite defensive, until the point that you got your just desserts. You got recompense for whatever it was that was done to you or at your business, or which gave you enough to set forward on the path that you've been on recently, this path that has now started to crumble. But I want to say it started to crumble, but that's not the end of the path. That's a halfway point, because it's leading you to this part of you being your own boss, you being the one in charge, you forging ahead. But you have got to act swiftly. But then again, you're an Aries, you don't do anything slow, do you? How are you feeling? Strong. There's a surprise. Strong. The Sun, with the camaraderie around you and with the skills that's recognised. You have, you've got some great friends. You've got some people that will really stick with you, but it is time for change. So what I'm thinking is not change with your friends, but change for you and your life. And quite possibly, if you can bring it in, change for them as well. I think you're trying to take there's a surprise again, a leadership role. An Aries doing that. Imagine that. People are seeing, there's love in here, definitely. Because there's definitely somebody that absolutely adores you. And I don't necessarily think it's that person who's paying attention to me. I thought you was going to spend time with me. I don't think it's them. But you had a 4 of Wands here. You've got the 2 of Cups here. You've got 9 of Cups for wish fulfillment. Adjustment out of the Thoth Tarot. Which I can't even see what that says behind it. But that's... it's not strength, is it? The numbers are reversed in the Thoth Tarot. But it is the fact that things are changing around you, and you have the strength and the support and the material resources to deal with it, as long as you deal. Maybe from when everything went wrong last time, this is why you're hesitating now. Because the only reason for this reading of me going, you've got to do it now, you've got to do it now, you've got to do it now, must be because you're hesitating. So, because of when everything went horribly wrong. Now, you got the just desserts from that in the end. You got the recompense for whatever went wrong or whatever was done to you. It got sorted. Trust in that. Forget the wound. Remember the reward. There's one of those no win, no fee adverts. It's on the tip of my tongue, if you know what I mean, just going through my mind. But basically, you did win. So eventually, you lost a lot to start off with, but it was paid back, or some of it was paid back. You got back what you needed to set up to move on to the next stage of life. You just have to... do not fall into your fears. The shadow side, that's That's the devil in this deck, so I'll clarify that in a moment. But judgment, time to move. Everybody knows it's time to move. You know it's time to move. Do it. But let's just clarify that judgment. Bear in mind, this is how other people are affecting you. Sounds like I need to let the cat back in. So, excuse me for one moment. Right, so that's the cat let back in. Sorry about that. So, every time I'm on the camera, wants to go in, wants to go out, wants to go in, wants to go out. And it's too cold at the moment to actually leave the door open. I told her she's going in a pie. But then again, I tell her that most weeks and she's never gone in a pie yet. Right, so the shadow side. What is it about the influence of the other people that's holding you back, if I can't already guess? Eight of Swords. Yeah. Like I said, Eight of Swords. Don't give in to your own insecurities. Yeah. I just couldn't see my hand on the camera there. Don't give in to your own insecurities. Do not imprison yourself. You're worried that it's all going to go horribly wrong like it did last time. But remember, last time got sorted out. Last time, eventually, you were seen okay. And this time, the destruction has been and gone. There isn't any more destruction to come. So I don't think you're going to feel that pain. It is time to let it go. Time to just look within and go, that's an external influence. It's over. It's gone. It's done with. Yeah, you might need to borrow some money, or you might need to be in debt to somebody for a little while. But there's something that you are not seeing that you're only going to see if you spend some time alone. So I don't think you will need to go into debt. There's just something that you haven't thought of. Use that wisdom. You're going to have to sit and think. There's quite a lot of King of Swords. There's a lot of King of Swords energy today, actually, to be honest, with the other readings that I've done. Final outcome. Here's the juicy bit. 10 of Cups, or as it's called in the Thoth deck, satiety, or satiety. I'm not quite sure how to, but satiated. I'm not sure how to say satiety. Three of Wands. You've got to make plans, but I feel like you've got to make plans that don't involve putting yourself in debt to somebody else, but you can work that out. Because if you put yourself in debt to somebody else, you are exposing yourself to some lies. And yeah, there's going to be some hard work, but Temperance, the time to act is now, and you are very much loved, and this will pay off for you. So let's just have a look at those oracle cards again. Inspiration. So it's your friends and that have inspired you along this path. You liked the idea. You accepted that inspiration. You're the one leading now. You get on with it because it is the completion of your role. You are to break barriers that you've not broken before, i.e. getting past that pain. Trust your intuition. Trust that voice that's going, do it, which is never a safe thing to tell an Aries, I know. But on this particular issue, do it. There will be transformation. Right, so now for the oracle cards that were more hidden. You know, I said you had a lot of friends, like that relationship context there as well. Someone very, very supportive around you who absolutely adores you. I am brought alive by the miracle of love. Okay? If you're not having faith in you, which you should do, but if you're not doing it, take their faith in you and use that. Not take it away, just use their faith in you. I just realized how I said that. That could be a release that pain from before. What's just happened is not the same thing as what happened all those months or years ago. You've not been here before. It's not the same amount of wreckage. It's not the same amount of wounding. Don't be scared of that, because the crumbling is over and done with. The answers that you need are coming. You've got to concentrate on your connection. You've got really strong connection with these original friends that were setting you up, the ones that inspired you, the ones where a lot of you were all doing the same thing together. You are going for leading, to be the leader amongst them now, certainly in this one idea. But you need to feel your connection to them. This is interesting, goblins and mountain. So I'm not familiar with either of those two cards. That's the enchanted map, I think. Butterfly Maiden, transformation. So we've covered that because you are coming into a whole new you. Krishna, devotion, trust your spiritual guidance. You know what I was saying about listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition is that still silent voice that's going, do it. It's the right thing. So devote yourself to it. Trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? That niggling feeling is trying to tell you two things. One, do it. Two, get rid of that one voice in your social circle or emotional circle anyway, that is just that little bit needy and pathetic and manipulative. You don't need that, which is what I think this Goblins card is about. It might be that you have to scale a mountain to get rid of them, but mountains are the sort of places, certainly in this sort of deck, where treasure is buried. Okay, and they'll have weird secret temples on the top of them. So, yeah, climb that mountain, get rid of that pain, realise that what's going on now is not what went on then, and you're going to come out on top. It's a whole new beginning opening up for you, where you are exactly where an Aries likes to be, and that's in charge. So I wish you the best. If you like the reading, like, share, subscribe, comment down below if it means anything to you, and keep your eye open for the other readings, and definitely subscribe. I'm new. Hey, I need the subscriptions. Right, in the meantime, have a great few months until Aries / Scorpio, I come and see you again. Cheers.